All right, so get ready because today we're exploring Daydream Believers. And you sent us some really cool stuff about them. It's all about making education imaginative.
Yeah.
And we're talking like designing your own sustainable island,
Wow.
producing an ocean documentary, even curating a museum on Mars.
It's amazing how they've woven in like real challenges into these projects. You know, they're using storytelling and hands-on stuff to get students thinking critically about sustainability, conservation, the future.
Okay, let's start with Solarpunk Island.
Okay.
Now, I don't know about you, but like building a sustainable society on a sunny island, that sounds...
Absolutely. It's like you're given a blank slate and they're like, okay, design your ideal world.
Right.
But make it real.
Yes.
Make sure it works. That's so much better than a textbook.
Totally.
How does it actually work, though?
So Solarpunk Island is for like 10 to 18-year-olds.
Okay.
And it challenges them to use STEAM.
Okay.
So that's your science, tech, engineering, arts, and math to work on real sustainability problems.
I'm already interested. So it's not just like building tree houses.
No.
There's actual learning.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
They've got 5 key themes: research, conceptualization, iteration, communication, and evaluation.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they're learning by doing, but with research and planning.
Exactly. They research, brainstorm, design, test.
Wow.
And they learn to adapt. And this is where it gets interesting. They throw in a curveball.
A curveball? What, like a volcanic eruption?
Yeah, it could be a natural disaster or resource scarcity or like unexpected population growth.
Oh my gosh.
It's all about making them think on their feet, just like the real world, right?
Wow, that's a crash course in resilience.
Totally.
I can see why you like this program. It's not just a cool island, it's giving these students skills.
Absolutely. Nurturing creativity, critical thinking, problem solving, collaboration, adaptability. It's all disguised as a really fun design challenge.
Okay, speaking of fun challenges, let's talk about Seastory. Ocean documentary. I love anything to do with the mysteries of the ocean.
This one uses that sense of wonder, but also the threats to our oceans.
Okay, so we're saving the planet with amazing underwater footage. Tell me more.
So imagine a streaming platform, but just for the ocean.
Okay.
And picture documentaries with, incredible sea life, but also with mythical creatures.
Whoa.
That's Seastory. Now that's edutainment. How do students get involved? Do they get to film?
This is where the creativity comes in.
Okay.
They make short film pitches for this fictional platform. And here's the catch they have: to combine real marine science with mythical sea creatures.
That's a cool challenge. So they're like science communicators and filmmakers and storytellers.
Yeah, like they might pitch a film about a giant squid who teaches us about plastic pollution.
That's amazing.
Or mermaids who show us how important coral reefs are.
I love that. It's such a good way to make this topic fun because it could be preachy.
Yeah.
Did you say this was designed with experts?
It was. Lantra and Studio Birthplace worked on this with Daydream Believers.
Wow.
So students are learning about these fields, but also getting experience.
It's so valuable to have that connection. And it shows that Daydream Believers really wants to make these immersive experiences.
Yeah.
Now you've got me thinking, what sea creature would I use in my film?
Ooh, good question. There's so many cool ones to choose from.
I know. Okay, so I'm ready with my Seastory pitch.
Okay.
But we have one more program, right?
Yeah.
And it's out of this world.
To Mars.
Yeah. Marseum.
Okay.
It's where students design a museum, but on Mars. It's kind of giving me chills, curating artifacts for Martians.
It really makes you think, what would we even put in there?
Right.
Like, what stories would we tell? What represents us?
It's like a time capsule, but on another planet.
Totally.
So how does this Martian museum actually work?
Okay, so Marseum is for 10 to 14-year-olds. And it's not just picking artifacts. They actually learn how to curate a museum, you know, design exhibits, tell stories.
That makes sense. But you said earlier it also has future thinking, which sounds kind of sci-fi.
Oh, yeah.
Can you explain that?
Yeah, so future thinking isn't like predicting the future exactly. It's more about giving yourself tools to analyze what's happening, what challenges are coming up, and just explore possibilities.
So instead of reacting to change, they're like anticipating it.
Yes. And that's so important now, right?
Yeah.
Things are changing so fast.
So true.
And Marseum lets them practice that future thinking.
I see. So they're not learning history, they're imagining future history.
Right.
So what are they thinking about when they do this?
Well, they might think about climate change, how that's going to change things or what new technologies will be around.
Mm-hmm.
How will we understand the universe then? And like, how will all that change what we value?
Wow, those are big questions.
Yeah.
But it must lead to good conversation.
Oh, for sure. And it makes them see how connected everything is.
Right.
How what we do now affects later, not just here, but on other planets.
They're curating the future. And they get help from actual museum people for this, right?
Yes. Daydream Believers worked with Museums Galleries Scotland on this.
Wow.
So it's really authentic, you know?
That's so cool. To get feedback from the pros, that's amazing learning. And it shows how much Daydream Believers cares about making good educational stuff.
Exactly.
It's just amazing that these kids are thinking about such big stuff.
I know. It's so cool how into it they get when you let them explore and experiment.
And daydream,
That's what I like about Daydream Believers. They get that learning isn't just textbooks.
Yeah.
It's about being curious and using your imagination and wanting to make things better.
And these 3 programs, Solarpunk Island, Seastory, Marseum,
Yeah.
they show how this works for different ages, different subjects.
Right.
Like whatever you're into, sustainability, oceans, the future,
Yeah.
there's a way to make it a learning adventure.
It's about making you love learning, wanting to know more,
Yeah.
and feeling like you can face those big challenges.
Exactly. And those are skills you need no matter what.
For sure.
And, thinking about all this, it made me remember what you said before about how it's not just for kids.
It's for anyone who likes to dream.
Exactly. You're never too old to be a daydream believer.
Right.
To wonder what if and imagine what could be.
So for you listening who've been with us on this,
Yeah.
what will you make? What daydreams will you bring to life?
Maybe you'll design a garden or write a book about a creature who teaches kids about, like, taking care of the planet.
Or your own online museum.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, remember what we learned today. Be creative, think big, and don't forget how powerful your imagination is.
And hey, maybe we'll have you on this show someday sharing your story.
That's right. Until then, keep daydreaming and never stop learning.